I've been with Uber for about 3 years, and I think most of you are probably familiar with ride sharing, but I think Uber is much larger than that. It's a platform that I think ignites opportunity for a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. We have Uber Freight, which helps with logistics for long-haul trucking. We have Uber Health. We have autonomous vehicles. We have Uber Eats, which is one of my favorite things, because I'm on parental leave, or ending, my parental leave is ending, so Uber Eats is coming great handy for me. But when you think about it, it not only is a tech company, but it connects people on a personal level. I mean, it's actually, you're in the car interacting with people, you're interacting with the person who might deliver the food on so many different levels. It's a level upon level of interaction. So I think it's an amazing platform, both personally and professionally. When I think about my remit, so inclusive engagement, what does that mean? Including people, making sure people are at the table, making sure that your workforce is representative of society. Because Uber has about 27,000 employees worldwide. And obviously, how we show up in different markets is important. And we want to have a reflective workforce that can best understand that market, and so we can perform well and serve our customers and our couriers and all the people who interact with us very well. So I feel like it's I have prior careers in politics, but it's all about engagement and working with people and understanding what motivates people, what helps them be successful, what helps them thrive, and I think Uber's that platform that kind of connects everything. So it's been a fascinating journey, because when I first got to Uber, it was largely, when I came in, it was largely ride sharing, and now it's all these different areas that touch on so many people's lives in so many different ways.
So if you look at the signage today, this has been the AI room of sorts. And a lot of you have been here earlier in today, I think about 10 or 11 o'clock, there have been at least 3 other AI-centric panels. But this one is dealing with bias in AI. And a question, in speaking with some folks, those who don't know me, I wore another hat a couple of years ago as a federal communications commissioner. And one of the things that I've heard and seen a lot is the lack of a diverse presence when it comes to the showroom floor, let's be honest. And it comes to through loud and clear with some of the evolution and the development and origination of products and services. So can you address this head on, address that as an issue, and what does that mean in terms of this incredible ecosystem that your consumers have found benefit? I've found benefits, especially when it comes to the shopping, but honestly, if you speak to some people in some cities, with surveillance and others, there have been some negatives. So if you could just, head on address some of the challenges in the room.
Sure. Well, first of all, in technology, let's just talk about venture capital. I think there's a huge track on that tomorrow. Women are getting less than 2% of venture capital. If you're a woman of color, that goes down to the teens in individual digits, not even a percentage. And to me, that's a big indicator of how individuals are left out in the new economy or the new technology economy, because that's a big marker. And so, what does that look like? Why, when someone walks in a room and pitches, what kind of reaction are they getting? Or are they ever even walking in the room at all because they know about those opportunities? And so what we're trying to see on Alice is open to every owner in our country, but we're working really hard to make sure access to capital, for example, whether that's venture, loans, lines of credits, applications, grant opportunities, are actually getting to the people who are the most qualified. And that means all of us. And so, but that is so much easier said than done. Even for us, we made a commitment that coming out of the gate, our technology would always be more than 50% diverse. And that's incredibly hard when you look at those who are tech-enabled are still a smaller percentage of our white male counterparts. And so what we had to do is not just make an inclusive technology, but go to where individuals are working to introduce this technology to them. So if we want a larger portion of women or people of color or people with disabilities to utilize Alice, we have to partner with organizations, institutions, and enterprise companies that are overtly working with these individuals or veterans. So it's not just as simple as let's make a really inclusive technology. You have to partner. So out of the gate, we had significant partnerships with accelerators that were specifically for Latinos, or the National Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, We're working now with the NGLCC, the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber. So there is innate bias, not just in the technology, but where people are, how they use it. And I think you have to step out, even if you're generally behind a computer typing all day, you have to go out and introduce technology to the groups that you're hoping will use them the most, not just assume that everyone is. And that's a big philosophy for us.
So getting back to the beginning, when I told someone I was going to be here today and mentioned the title of this panel, they pushed back and said that, basically this is being framed all wrong. That the title of this panel should not be, thoughts for bias, in terms of bias in AI, but it should be broader in terms of bias in society. And that the question was plain and simple, and she asked this. And this has come from a number of people, including, and I'm going to say her name wrong, I hope she's not in the audience, Olga Raskowski. You know her, I mispronounced her name, but she asked, if it's impossible to have an unbiased human, how could we possibly have and build an unbiased AI system? So I wanted